Alright guys, T-minus 1 week from this moment, starting right now, until we have our very first market. Well, I'm going to interrupt myself there. Hi, my name is Mike, or you can call me Canvas, or Canvas Monsters. Welcome to my channel. This channel is going to be all about art, creating art, having fun with art, doing some big art projects, silly, goofy, messy things. It's going to be a great time, all surrounded by the world of monsters and these monsters that I draw and create regularly. This vlog was going to be all about getting ready for my very first in-person event, selling direct me to a person, because normally I have my own sticker shop and I sell online, or I go live on Twitch and people buy and visit for my shop when I'm live on Twitch, and then I make their stickers while I'm live. I had an entire vlog planned out. I was gonna do like day 1, day 2, day 3 and do these in multiple parts, but things went wrong this week. There's a tree blocking our street. Now if you follow me on social media, you already know what kind of happened. I've talked about it, but if you're new around here, let's just get into it. Alright, it's day 1. We have 4 days until the market happens on Saturday, right? You might be asking yourself, hey, didn't you think about this ahead of time and prep a bunch of stuff maybe in advance so that way you could, I don't know, not stress about this market thing? The answer would be, yeah, I did. We have plenty of stickers made. I have an entire fall collection line. I've got an entire Halloween collection line of monster stickers. I just don't have paintings done yet. And I was going to spend this week planning on painting. However, I also have a very extensive list of to-do items that I needed to get done, about 20 different things. One of the new things I wanted to implement with this season of Canvas Monsters was having a third party make my stickers instead of me, only because I want to spend more time making video content, so this channel is going to get more videos. That's more fun to me versus me fighting with machines personally. I hate you! I always fight with my Cricut and my printer all the time. I love making stickers, but I wanted to kind of offset some of that work. When I ordered them, I did choose expedited shipping. Will these stickers show up in time for this event? Now, we'll check back in on that later. One of the things that I love to do that keeps me on track is actually go live on Twitch. When I'm live on Twitch, I got people yelling at me to stay focused. I'm talking with people, which gets me to keep working, and I'm just chipping away at whatever I'm working on while chatting with people. But on day 1, I drew all of the monsters that I wanted to get painted. And then we started button making practice. I've never done it before and I wanted to give it a shot. Why not live stream the whole process of me flubbing it up? I sure did. I messed up a ton of buttons, but practice makes perfect. Crunch. It's gone, which means it worked. Hey, there it is, chat. All right, here we are, day 2. I gave a whole breakdown of what I'm doing on day 2. That video was gonna be way too long. Let's just speed things up. I go live on Twitch. I begin this grind of making stickers for our friend Julia, who you'll meet at the market. I'll introduce you guys, but I make labels for their candy company. Now I go live once again on Twitch. Gotta get that co-working happening, right? It really does help me out and keep me accountable. So if you ever wanna watch me in my process, I'm usually live on Twitch. I actually wrap up making all of her labels, and then I shift into me making my stickers of my new holiday monsters, because remember that little third party I reached out to get an assist on for some sticker making? Yeah, I ordered what I thought was pretty far in advance, and I ordered expedited shipping. Needless to say, I'm not going to use that company again. I have the tech for it. I don't really want to do the extra work, but you know what? I'm in grind time. I gotta start knocking these out. So while I'm printing out some of those, I'm still painting. I end stream, I'm watching Bad Blando, shout out, while I'm painting. And then what happened next was something that I didn't think what was gonna happen. Big old tree fell down. I knew there was going to be some sort of storm. We heard it outside. We weren't really told, hey, this is going to be really, really bad. Be safe, hunker down. I didn't see anything like that. No warnings online, nothing on socials, no word of mouth from any neighbor group or anything. I didn't see anything like that. But we started noticing excessive wind and large branches snapping off the top of our trees that are high up and falling on our roof. And these branches are like 3 times the size of me. It starts nearing like 10 p.m. and the winds start to really pick up. Things start falling on our roof, they're banging and clanging, and it's not uncommon for trees to bust through ceilings in my neck of the woods. It happens from time to time, but it's rare. It's a rare occasion, right? So much debris was outside and the winds really started picking up. The creaking of all the trees sounded terrifying. It was like you were anticipating a tree to snap at any moment, at any given moment. It sounded like anything around us was going to pop and snap. And then it did. We had moved all the kiddos to the living room to sleep there because there's less trees around that part of the house. So I packed a bag full of items like this, these little small rig lights, and I'm actually using one right now too, but these little things became amazing flashlights for the kiddos to use in the dark, and I had charged them already. I just got them that day, funny enough, and I charged them up. I threw them all in the bags early on. I threw all other essential important stuff in a huge backpack, and I kind of just kept that in the hallway because I was like, what happens if something happens? I don't want something to, but like at the end of the evening, I was so stoked that I had an emergency to-go bag ready to go. So if you don't have one made, this is just a warning. You never know what can happen. Make one, right? So what happens is a tree snaps, falls, and crashes on a neighbor's propane tank, which then leaks, starts to spread everywhere. And we're in the living room and Andrea notices firemen running down our street with flashlights, and we're like, what the heck is happening right now? This is close to midnight. And then maybe 5-10 minutes later, we get a knock on the door. Hey, gas is leaking. You need to evacuate on foot. You cannot drive out of here. Do not start a car. Do not start anything else. Grab your stuff and leave. And so we all got out of here. And we all left. We all bundled up and we left, right? And we're like, where do we go? Like, we just go in the street? Is this just like a little temporary fix? We don't know yet. And we go and hang out by this fire engine. And the thing is, to get to this fire engine, we actually had to climb over a tree that had fallen already. And this thing was big, dude. And so we had to actually hike over a large tree already, and then we got into the truck and we just hung out there for a little bit. Gas company came by and it's like nearing like 1 o'clock. What are we doing here? Like, are we going back in? Are we going home tonight? Nope, you guys need to stay out of here. And so the whole street is gone. The whole street's empty and we're out of our house. Fortunately, a friend of ours who you'll see in a moment, and if you've been watching my content over the last, I don't know, decade, if you've been following me around on YouTube, you might have seen this person before, but our friend Luke.
Fancy hotel.
I'm fancy.
Dinner date.
And we ended up staying over there, and we were taken over there by the fire truck. So think about it as like a very expensive Uber. So then it cuts to me right here. All right, so I showed you guys any footage I could show you without being too personal, but we're at a friend's house, and I don't think we're going to be working on Marcus stuff tomorrow. It's day 3, and I'm in a new place. I'm not at our house, and we're not allowed to go back. We're in a huge group text with everybody, and the main owner of the tank is communicating with all of us as a whole neighborhood group, telling us what the gas company is telling them. And they're like, hey, you're going to have to stay out again still for the next day or so because any spark, anything possibly could send things up in flames, and you guys got to stay away. We left with an emergency bag, but we didn't leave with everything clear-headed, right? We're like, oh, we need this and we still need that, and we have a baby, so like we need like diapers, wipes, and like the dog food. There was a bunch of stuff we still needed to get, right? I may or may not have snuck home, and let's just also say when I came home, I saw the damage of what happened when we left. Pretty much what had happened was a tree that is between one neighbor and I caught some wind and took a ride. Because what we think is what happened was it started falling, hit my roof, which then caused it to scoot back. It slid and then rolled off the roof onto our deck, all the way crunching it flat, then spanning the next fence onto the neighbor's fence, crunching that, then onto the neighbor's deck and onto the neighbor's roof. It's a lot of wood. That's what I saw when I came back, and I grabbed essentials, and then while I was grabbing that, I also grabbed my paint supplies because I was like, what am I gonna do here? Like, the market's in a few days, and the last thing I even want to care about is what happened to the yard because it could be rebuilt. I'm not like tripping about that. And so I want to make sure everyone's good, but also want to make sure this market does well because it means a lot to me, right? And then I leave. And so then I wrap up the day with some paintings, and I got a lot done. I just really did paint from bright and early in the morning to the late evening. I'm doing art in a new space. However, I can see everything I'm painting because they have a fun skylight and I can see everything. But hey, I'm getting art done. It's day 4. We got a couple days to the market. We get the okay to go home, so after a couple nights of not being home, I vlog the entire story of what I just told you guys, but then I say this little bit right here. One of the things you're going to notice on this channel are different shows that I'm going to have. One's going to be called Will It Canvas, and the idea is I take items and turn that into art, or I take weird items and make that the canvas for the art. So it's either things going onto canvases or things becoming canvases, right, for art. I just thought it'd be funny to make one of the episodes, Will It Canvas, the tree that crunched my house. So this is just like, that's just a whole chunk of missing earth. That's just tree and missing earth. Like the ground is right there. But the ground is now. You see what I'm saying? It's missing. Alright, so, I guess this means cleanup begins. Sometimes you just gotta laugh to hide the tears. And that's just sort of my humor with dealing with situations, is just to make jokes of it. Sometimes I shouldn't be making jokes of things, but that's just how I cope with stuff. We got super lucky. Everything is fixable. So yeah, guys, let's do the math, all right? That's days 1 through today's now 4, right? I've got some work to do. I've got some things to make. Let's see what happens. So remember we started on Tuesday making some of the new stickers. I finally was able to cut the sheet we printed before everything really happened. So here's a little preview on our new holiday monsters. Here's some stickers I just made. I think they came out great. They look like the standard that I would have them at, and these look great. I'm very happy with these. Now I'm just going to rinse and repeat. I love them. Look at them. So tiny, so cute, so small, so little. Just as good quality as the big sticker. It's just tiny. So for wintertime, I have a new font and a new color, and I wanted to print some new labels that match that look. And so we have a new font, and then we have new labels for the mix and match bags. The wife and kiddo packed all of these, and then we made labels for the mini stickers so that way it would match, right? And you guys will be seeing this new look and new font roll out on the website at some point in December. We also have these bags, and I printed out this pamphlet here for this little insert that you can scan, and it'll take you to our link tree and show you all of our socials. I wanted to figure out a way to kind of tell people about Canvas Monsters, but also give them a fun bag to put all their stickers in when they buy from our table. So this is the one we use for our table when people bought items. But then these ones were sort of just our pre-packed items that we were going to have out on display. I then finished all of my paintings, and I took photos of each and every single one. And one of the last things I made before the end of the night was I designed a new label for a Canvas Monsters authentic slip. That's going to go with every one of these paintings, and basically saying this is a real Canvas Monster painting. And the thing is, I want to make these exclusive and hard to get. I'm only going to do 3 of a kind. So whenever a monster painting goes up, there's only going to be 3 available. So if there's ever a monster that gets posted and you're like, I want that, I want him, there's only going to be 3. If you ever want a heads up on when a drop like that is going to happen or a new art drop happens, follow me on Patreon. So over on Patreon, I'll post updates, behind the scenes, news before it's public for the Jobby tier and above tiers. I do have a free tier if you just want to follow and just see regular news updates. I have a Jobby tier and a Sticker Goblin tier, which is like a sticker club, but those tiers will see news, updates, behind the scenes, stuff I don't show on social media on just Patreon. You can join my Monster God tier. I have a tier on Patreon that puts you first in line for a painting right away. I will contact you and say, hey, I'm doing this painting next, or hey, this painting is dropping next. By joining the Monster God tier, you're already buying a painting essentially. Shout out to you guys, shout out to Patreon. Thank you very much for being a patron if you are a Patreon member. Because of you guys, I can save extra pennies and buy new equipment, such as this camera here that I filmed most of this vlog on, was this little guy right here. And for our last day, day 5, it's Friday, I am grinding away, making the rest of the buttons, making the rest of the stickers, making sure we got all the bags accounted for, and just really just getting ready for tomorrow. Oh no, I drove all the way to the market and I forgot everything. I'm just kidding. We already unpacked a bunch and I just moved the car and now I'm here. So we're here, it's the day. Let's see how it goes. Come on guys. Cool. All right, here's the tour. We've got all of our stickers that we made this week, I guess yesterday mostly, with our paintings, buttons, QR codes to scan, all about us, a little bit about what happened this week, following us on Twitch, watch our live streams. If you didn't know, we stream over on Twitch, all the art I make. We have our paintings, and then we've got mix and match, and then we've got the mini monsters. So we're ready to go. Super easy setup.
I packed some of the mix and match sticker packs over there.
Jake's been a big help and he's very excited. It looks good.
All right, here we go. Guys, I told you I'd visit Julia's booth, and here we are. So this is Julia. Say hi.
Hi.
And this is her amazing and bountiful and flavorful and stockpiled candy company.
Stickers made by Canvas Monsters.
Yeah, these are all of our labels, and I was showing you guys the labels we were making. There's some right there, there's some right there.
Oh, don't forget Zuki.
Oh yeah, and then this is one we drew.
And Süß candy means sweet in German.
If you had to only make one flavor of your flavors, which one would you choose?
In the hard candy world, I would go with cola.
Cola.
Do you see that one? Where's that
Yeah,
that
right
one?
there.
And the freeze-dry version is really good too. That's right here.
I tried it.
Super
It's so
colorful and cute. Really good. But the one that is the blobs that I hear right now that are my favorite are cherry. And I also make a blueberry. And we have to remember that there's no artificial ingredients, no red 40, no blue 2. And I just found out that a lot of kids are allergic to blue number 2. One little girl gets rashes and stuff.
Oh,
so
really?
I'm really, that's my thing. I'm very proud to offer a sweet treat for kids and adults too that, you know, is sort of good for you as far as candy goes.
And I'll throw her website and everything in the description below if you guys want to check it out and order yourself some candy, and she'll ship it to you. It started, it's kicked off, it's 10 something, I don't know what time it is, I'm not reading time. We sold one thing so far. Actually, it's 3 stickers, and then I had him roll for a D20 for a free sticker, but he got a 3, but it's alright, it's alright. First one down, and we'll see what happens the rest of the day. 1 hour left at the market. I'm excited because people are buying stickers and showing appreciation for certain characters, which just gives me a highlight on like what people actually like and what they're into. So I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's like a first-hand experience market research, but like in person. So it is almost 3 o'clock. It's like 2 minutes until 3. What do you think of the event so far?
It was fun. I got to talk to a lot of people, which I enjoy. I know you don't, so I'm glad I came.
I'm glad she's here because she's the social one. She's the big social one. This kid's also the social one. Me, I'm just like, hey, I paint, I do And then she's like, here's the whole full story.
Here's my autistic husband.
Damn, dude.
Emotional damage!
That's how our Saturday went. We went out afterwards to grab some burgers to celebrate. It went awesome. It went so much more better than I thought it was going to. I'm gonna make a whole video on my experience and what it was like having a first time market. It deserves its own video. I can go into detail about sort of everything that happened while we were there in that video. So keep an eye out. Make sure you hit subscribe on this channel if you haven't yet to get an update when that video drops. Now, I was gonna end the video here and I summarized everything and said goodbye and all that, but so the following day, something super therapeutic happened. The tree that crushed and broke that tank wide open was getting cut into rounds, and we heard what was happening down the street because we ended up going over and seeing what was up, asking them how they're doing and checking in with them because they're our neighbors. And so they were already cutting this massive tree that fell down into rounds, and then I joined in and grabbed an axe, and here I am, some little Mexican dude from Southern California up here now in the Pacific Northwest playing lumberjack. So that was interesting. So a few other neighbors joined in and helped with the cleanup because this tree was massive. This tree evacuated everyone essentially. And I don't know, it was something we all kind of just trauma bonded over, and we were just outside. It was like kind of drizzling, but still pretty nice weather. And we were all outside just chopping wood and just destroying this giant thing that wrecked our few days. I mean, this tree was very rotted. Here's some footage of what the inside of the tree looked like. So we're not just destroying some tree. This tree is the one that fell down. It was rotted inside. It was dead. It was going to eventually fall in some capacity. But the storm, the reason why so many trees blew down and destroyed homes and just flew everywhere was because the wind came in an entirely different direction that none of these trees are used to. So that completely just threw things off kilter and knocked over everything. It really was a bomb cyclone. But it was amazing just getting to beat the absolute shit out of a tree that just ruined our couple days. But in the grand scheme of things, it was only a couple days. No one got injured. Things can be fixed. And it was a big lesson of things happening in a moment's notice. You never know what's going to happen. And just appreciate what you got. I feel like everyone walked away with that. It's a really big life lesson. With that being said, thank you so much for joining me here today. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Watch out for my next video dropping. I'll talk all about the market. And let me know in the comments below what you thought of today's video. Or if you have any questions, I'll be there in the comments with you. What a week.